This is Comic Picks by the Glick.
Hey, I'm your host, Jason Glick.
Hey, Jason Glick, what's going on?
Hey, John, it's good to be here, right now, and thank God that after months, it's like of waiting and have futzing around and trying to and talking about other stuff that I think is perfectly valid to talk about, but not the thing that I wanted to talk about when it happened. But well, here we are with the East of West podcast
Woohoo!
because yes, oh man, it's like I completely screwed up, like in the ordering of this, but well, it's like better late than never, I guess. And hey, it's still arrived to talk about this series about the apocalypse. Still arrived for me to talk about in the year of our Lord 2020. Because well, it's like things may seem apocalyptic, like out. It's like in like looking out the window these days, but they got nothing on the world that creators Jonathan Hickman and Nick Dragotta have cooked up for its characters here. Because this is a series that has its roots back in an alternate history, like of the Civil War, where it's like where it's where America split into various factions after after its conclusion. It's like the Union up north, the Confederacy up south, down south. It's like the Kingdom of New Orleans adjacent to the Confederacy, the Republic of Texas. It's like adjacent to that, and the New People's Republic, taken over by exiles from China. It's like on the West Coast, and the Endless Nation, of the Native Americans up in in the central north of the country. And each of these nations existed in a tenuous balance of power, like for like like for many years. Well, but and we all knew that they eventually there was gonna be something was going to cause like a reckoning between all these, because these are nations with very different ideologies. Like they were like forced into an uneasy peace, and eventually something was going to cause them to bring it down. Well, that thing was religious dogma, or specifically the message, like a it's like a it's like like a religious tract that was done in three parts by the first by the prophet Elijah Longstreet, then by the Native American Standing Cloud, and then by the exiled Chinese leader Mao Zedong. It's like each of these men it's like espoused a portion of the message. It wasn't until all three of their tracks came together that the message it's like was known in full, and it was basically all about the end of the world and how it would be brought about, not by hate but by love, because it turns out that the four horsemen of the apocalypse, they're def they're real. It's like, and they are definitely like on board with bringing about the end of mankind. Well, three of them are: war, conquest, and famine. Death, on the other hand, well, Death actually found something like than better to occupy his time with than the apocalypse. He found love. He fell in love with the People's Republic, with one of the daughters of the leader of the People's Republic, Shaolan Mao, and it's like they fell in love, went away from the world. It's like, and they tried to carve out their own place together. Had a kid too. Then then it was found out where they were, and well, death like death was attacked. Mao was was mutilated, and their kid was taken away, like to be thought to be dead. Well, thing is though, Death the Horseman is far harder to kill than you would think, just by put running something through his chest. But so he managed to live through his it's like his impaling, and is now coming back to it's like to exact his revenge upon those who wronged him. And it turns out that that, that everything he lost wasn't quite as lost as initially thought. His wife is still alive, and their son is also still alive. Thing is though, son's the son has been captured by the chosen of the message to and like and in accordance with these words, well, he's going to become the beast of the apocalypse, Babylon. He's going to bring about the end of the world. Well, so that's kind of where we are. It's like, I mean, there's other characters. There's Wolf and Crow, the mystics who are accompanying Death. It's like on his sacred on his crusade, and how they've got their own ties to the endless nation that will be delved upon like as the series goes on. There's it's like there's Mao like herself as she eventually becomes like the new leader of the People's Republic, and has to deal with all the trials and tribulations that like the that have having a leadership that she didn't want thrust upon her. It's like as she tries to do good by her people, even though everyone else around her wants her to fail. Chief among those is Archibald Chamberlain. Like first initially meet him, he's the Secretary of State of the Confederacy, but then he's such a wily and crafty old bastard. He eventually becomes president. It's like after doing in the president himself, though that's not immediately revealed. And I just want to go on at this point to say that Archibald he's an interesting character in the sense that even though he's one of the chosen by the like chosen members of the message, it's like he when we first meet him, it's like he tells Death that I don't want like to bring about the end of the world. I kind of like things as they are. I like having my pick of everything that's available to me. And so his presence in the rest of the series is just like seeing him just like murder, charm, kill. It's like and just be generally be arrogant over everyone else. He is just at well his like well his like well his snarkiness and his deliberateness and trying to treat the whole thing as just one big game where he's like gonna be the guy who takes it all, can charm up to a certain point. Seeing his utter selfishness and the wrongs he perpetrates against the people who have like much more of a moral code than he does. I mean, Chamberlain is a guy who says justice is what the strong perpetuate against the weak. And that doesn't tell you that this guy's a grade A bastard. Well, guess what? You've got after he shows up, it's like it's an issue two or three. It's like you got like 43 or 42 more issues left of that attitude to enjoy or more likely endure. So he is just a genuine bastard, especially when compared against like tragic guys like Bell Solomon, like the governor of the Texas Republic, and how he's just presented as a guy who was skeptical of all this apocalypse business, but he's but he's just willing to compromise bit by bit. It's like because he doesn't think it's costing him anything until it does, and he's eventually run out of the chosen and forced to call upon Justice, the last of the Texas Rangers, to help make things right at the cost of his own life. Then going further down the members of the chosen, there's Antonia LaVey, who is the new president of the Republic after Death takes his revenge against the president, and well, she's someone who does not suffer the mob. But the thing is, like the Union is basically all mob these days, and she's just got that to deal with, and it's going to end ugly for her. And also, there's Crown Prince John Freeman of the nation of New York, New Kingdom of New Orleans, and he's like caught between his belief in the message and his father's complete disdain of it, especially as John is the crown prince and he's going to succeed his father at some point. It's like, but the thing is can he balance it's like his beliefs with his with the duties of his the duties of his king of his princeship and all. And then there's Ezra Orion, the the steward of the message and its place at at the holy site of Armistice, who you know was rescued by by Conquest and held and brought up to be to be a servant, like an embodiment of the message, only to find out that the price that in order to the price becomes such was much greater than he could bear, and eventually drives him mad, and makes him unworthy of his of his standing as in the end as well. So for just for pretty much and so basically East of West is all about these characters, most primarily Death, who is chief among equals here. It's and just showing him as he as he cuts a wide swath across across this broken nation, and I'm showing how how all the characters balance their self interest against against the needs of the message. So it for the most part it's generally pretty entertaining. I've generally enjoyed the series as it's been released. Even and to its credit, as it's gone on, it's this hasn't been a series where I've got that nagging feeling that I probably would read better front going front to back and all, but it still managed to be entertaining in and of itself, in each volume. It's mainly because Hickman delivers such great quotable epic dialogue over the course over the course of the series. It's I mean, it may seem overblown, it's and hyperbolic in parts, but you're dealing with the mythic characters talking at the end of the world. So the dialogue actually just kind of winds up fitting. So it's a lot of fun. So it's a lot of fun to see just to read his dialogue and just see what all these characters have to say about each other and their and their situations. Bits when one of the characters is burned at the stake. Well, we find out that Wolf first tells Crow that there's two reasons we burn our leaders. One is to let them know that there's a great person who lived who's here, and to mark their passing, to show a marker to others about about that this is where they were, and this is where they're going. And then just and the second reason, because they deserved it, because they had it coming. So yeah, I'm mangling it here, but Hickman's dialogue is is thoroughly quotable, and I do think he does a good job, of planning the series out. You do feel there is a plan behind this series from the start, and it's and the series never stops feeling like it's marching towards a certain conclusion, with everything feeding towards that specific that particular destination. And helping it along though is Dragotta's incredible art. It's Dragotta has always had an element of caricature to to his art, and I think that helps really well when you're dealing with a series that kind of starts its style at over the top and just gets going crazier from there. I mean, he draws some incredible scenes of destruction, epic scenes of battle, and monstrous scenes of transformation as characters fall victim to the supernatural forces that are laid against them here. It's Hickman asked Dragotta to draw a lot of insane stuff over the course of this series, and overall, Dragotta is able to meet him at every single step of the way. I guess where the series kind of lets me down in certain parts is the feeling that this message, well, it's we never learn about, we never get to we never get it all at one point. It always shows up, and it's always quoted at parts of the story where it's where it happens. So it's when we find out that, oh, hey, Death and Mao's son is still alive. Well, hey, that was part of the message, That's the kind of thing there. I mean, it's message, even it's it kind of drives what a lot of the characters' actions here. It's it still feels kind of in terms of the overall plot, it does feel kind of just like a crux. It's just a handle. Hey, it's something crazy happens, something crazy is about to happen. Well, hey, the message predicted that and all, and it even predicted the end of the series, which well, let's just say one man's apocalypse is another man's new beginning. Um, the ending, it's like I to the series credit, uh, I think that it reads better when you're going reading it front to back than when it did on when I first got it. Because when I first got it, I read it. It's like I read it by itself, and I thought, yeah, okay, this is an ending. It kind of like just wraps things up pretty straightforwardly, and oh wow, that last page is kind of like really sentimental, like for a series that has been like as cynical and blood soaked as this has been up to that point. That being said, rereading it, it's like I'll admit, like I feel a little better about that since it does feel that Hickman did a decent job of seeding that idea. It's like over the run of the series. It's up to that point. Like there are a lot of points in this series where it's like what's being espoused on in that final page like does come to the fore. Like in fact, to be honest, it's one of the key things that's touched upon at the very beginning. It's how death and Mao wind up in this whole situation, like to begin with. And so, credit where credit is due. It's like it works, but it's like I guess as far as just delivering like it's like an ending where okay, it's like where like I want to go. Oh, I didn't see that coming. I don't think East of West quite delivered on that point. It's like it basically had it's a series that basically has like its marching orders that you can see how things are going, and then by the end, it's like it kind of wraps up. It's like there's no great surprises, and but there's no great disappointments either. I mean, the most disappointing thing I can say about the ending is that Archibald doesn't suffer as much as I wanted him to. He suffers some. He probably reached the absolute bare minimum of suffering for me to not be completely bent out of shape about his fate. But wow, he deserved a lot more than what he got at the end. I mean, there's still some justice in what happened to him, but there needed to be more as far as I was concerned after everything he managed to stir up over the course of the series. But overall, um, East of West, even like the ultimate final like conclusion doesn't quite surprise like or I guess maybe even inspire. It still satisfies on its own level, and there are enough points in the series that offer like interesting twists. It's like and nice surprises as well, and not to mention it's like fantastic art and thoroughly enjoyable dialogue from beginning to end. Now, I'll admit that like some people may read this and go like, "This is just plain silly. This is like overblown and ridiculous." But for me, it's like I think it has enough style in order to sell these aspects to me. It's like in the end. I mean, I guess compared to like Hickman's I guess a big disappointment I would have to say is that for being like Hickman's one like extended creator owned series to reach its conclusion, so far, it doesn't quite match the heights that he's hit with this Marvel work. It's like I got to admit that Fantastic Four and his Avengers storyline um, were kind of like for for their flaws, were still like more epic, like and ambitious, and like ultimately a bit more satisfying for me at least. But that being said, East of West is still a very entertaining series, and one that I enjoyed very much reading. It's like over all these years. I'm very much looking forward to seeing what Hickman and Dragotta do next, separately at this point. Dragotta has yet um, if Dragotta's announced his next project, his next creator-owned project, I have yet to. It's escaped my mind at this moment. But Hickman is currently working on Decorum, a kind of sci-fi. Which judging by the bits of preview art that I've seen, it seems to be like a sci-fi version of Assassin's Creed 4. Which okay, I'm down with that. With Mike Huddleston that's set to run for 8 issues, so I will definitely be on board for that when it comes around, as well as his ongoing work with the with the X-Men franchise as well. So overall, East of West, good time. Maybe not for everyone, but I still think it's got enough. I think it has enough style to make up for any lack of substance. So John, so any thoughts on your end about any of this?
So this is a mild recommend for you.
Uh, mild recommend, solid recommend. In fact, for 10, I think it's a solid recommend because after reading this like for several years and over 10 volumes, like I don't think I was too let down by any of this. I guess like if you're not immediately won over by what the creators are doing, like the first volume or two, then no, it's not going to be for you. But if you are, then yeah, it's like you're going to get 10 whole volumes of that to look forward to. It's like if you decide to dive into it.
Okay. And what do you think you're going to be talking about next time?
Well, it's going to either be one of two things. Either I'm going to be talking with Rob about the current state of the X-Men titles, or going to talk about like Hiromu Arakawa's high school agricultural epic Silver Spoon.
All right, we'll catch you next time on Comic Picks by the Glick.
All right, laters.